Good morning, Enid. It is Thursday, June 4th, and the sun is up. It's already warm, 69 degrees outside. High today is going to be 91 degrees. And if you're keeping track of the wind, it's blowing out of the southeast around 7 miles per hour. We've got a warm summer day here on June 4th. We're glad that you're with us. Hi, I'm Steve Kime.
And I'm Sierra Pecha, Miss Rodeo, Oklahoma.
Yes, Sierra, welcome. Thank you for being co-host this morning.
Well, thank you for having me. I'm super excited to be back.
And this is things that you want to do on your to-do list. Besides being Miss Rodeo, Oklahoma, you want to get into radio and television. And
yes, sir. Yes, sir. This is exactly what I want to do. So okay. I'm excited to be here.
Great. We've got a great show for you this morning. I always say it is the fastest 30 minutes in television here on Thursday morning. We are so glad that you're with us. And usually at this time, Sierra, we want people to kind of get going. So what do we want to tell them?
Rise and shine, Enid.
Whoops, you caught me drinking coffee. But I'm a coffee drinker, so that's what I do.
There you go.
Good morning, and thank you for joining us on our this Thursday morning. On June 25th will be our 25th show.
Wow.
And do we have a surprise for you? We don't have cake, candles, and stuff like that, but we have a very, very special guest on June 25th for show number 25.
Wow. Can't believe.
We started in January when it was cold, freezing cold, you know. And I noticed this morning, Sierra, when the sun was coming up, I live southeast of town. So I'm on the farm. I call it the farm. The sun was coming up, and the wheat, you could just see the tint of the brown. It was just one of those Kodak moments.
Beautiful. I was driving in from Nash-Punkrick area where I live. Same exact thing. It's getting to be that time of the year.
So Miss Rodeo, Oklahoma. We visited back in February, but just real quick, what is Miss Rodeo, Oklahoma?
Well, you know, Steve, Miss Rodeo, Oklahoma is a job. Without fail, it is a job. I travel all over the United States and recently around Oklahoma as an ambassador for the sport of rodeo and the state of Oklahoma. I get to do so many incredible things, elementaries, hospitals, rodeos more specifically. So I have a lot in my job, and especially cool things like this, I get to come host Good Morning Enid with you.
Oh, great. Well, we're glad that you're with us. Well, you're not here just to look pretty, which you can do. You are here to work, and I think we ought to let everybody know about the forecast because we've got a lot of things. I think we've got a bike event coming up this weekend, and so Sierra, what does our 3-day forecast look like?
Well, Steve, summer is here. We are in the low 90s during the day and the high 60s throughout the evening. So summer is without a doubt upon us. And, you know, you mentioned the bike event. And also this weekend, this Saturday, we are having the Miss Rodeo Oklahoma team roping.
I was waiting for you to say that.
Yes, at the Grant County, or at the Garfield County Fairgrounds. And so I'm really, really excited about that. The weather looks beautiful.
I thought we might skip the rodeo event, but I guess not. Okay, well, that means you're doing your job there.
Yes.
So I'd like to remind everybody on Randolph, this morning beginning at 7 o'clock, they closed down Randolph between Independence and Grand. We have these two big columns, they're posts that holds the banners that go across Randolph. That's closed till about 9 o'clock this morning to remove those poles, those banners, if you will. And we've tried to do that 2 or 3 different times, but it's just been raining so much in the month of May and lightning that city crews could not do that. So anyway, that's going on at Randolph this morning until around 9 o'clock. So that's really all we have for street closing. You know, I'm excited about our show today. Well, really all of our shows. But we have our library director, Jay Champkins, with us.
Yes.
And we're going to talk library stuff. And I'm going to see how smart Miss Rodeo Oklahoma is.
Oh no.
Here we go. Found a little trivia last night, and this is for you. You know, I know you're in your pajamas, you're drinking coffee, you don't think you're in class. Here's a question for you too. The White House Library, Sierra, this is for you too, was established by which president's wife?
Oh goodness.
The White House Library. It's safe to say you weren't around when this president made that decision.
That's exactly right. You're going to have to tell me on that one, Steve.
Abigail Powers Fillmore. That was Millard Fillmore's wife. Of course, Millard, as we all know, was the 13th president of the United States.
And I definitely, you weren't even around during that time, don't kid. So.
Okay. Don't let this white hair fool you. Okay. Good morning, Enid. Thanks for joining us at 7:35. Again, holding steady at 69 degrees. Let's find out what took place overnight with the state news, and then we can do that with the Oklahoma Minute and Jacob Zimny.
Good morning, Enid. This is your Oklahoma Minute. The federal government is set to provide $1 million in initial emergency relief funds to repair highways damaged by landslides from the recent storms. The first installment of funds will repair highways US 271 and state highways 1 and 82. In related news, damage estimates from recent storms have come in this week. 70 out of 77 counties have documented damages of nearly $200 million after receiving a record 14.4 inches of rainfall. Governor Fallin passed the state budget of $7.1 billion for the fiscal year beginning July 1st. Most agencies saw cuts as high as 7%, but common education was maintained at current levels. Finally, in sports, Florida beat Michigan 4-1 last night in the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City last night to claim their second consecutive national title. The Chicago Blackhawks took the first game of the Stanley Cup playoffs over Tampa Bay, and the first game of the NBA Finals is tonight. That's your Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Steve and Sierra.
Very good. You know, they have quite a softball complex down in Oklahoma City, and so I think Oklahoma City's become that little College World Series headquarters for ladies softball. It's too bad that I know the Sooners, I know you're going to Oklahoma State, but I know the Sooner girls, they won the national championship 2-3 years ago. So
you know what, for us to be able to bring that into the state of Oklahoma, OSU or OU fan, you got to love it.
Yeah. Again, you know, as Sierra mentioned on our 3-day forecast for Friday, Saturday, Sunday, it's going to be in the low 90s. And, you know, we went from such a rainy May to, well, typical Oklahoma. It goes from 30 degrees to 92 degrees. And so it's really going to be warm. And just want to remind you that, you know, the city crews are working really hard to get the pool up and running and get it fully staffed. And they hope to have the swimming pool open by next Tuesday. So keep that in mind. And it's just a lot of work to get that. You know, that swimming pool is a year older than me. I'll let you guess how old. I just know that for a fact, that it was built a year before I was born, and that's an old swimming pool. So you're the ambassador, Miss Rodeo Oklahoma, but you're an ambassador for the state. So when you go to Montana and to Florida and Texas, you're really representing the state. You got any pressure of saying, you know, I'm representing Oklahoma?
You know what? Absolutely. But, you know, last time I was here, I talked to you specifically about the fact that this state made me who I am. Its people made me who I am. So absolutely, everywhere I go, I want to be a great representative to that. I want to show people what an incredible state I come from, and you know what an incredible crop of people I come from. So yes, there is a little bit of pressure. There really is. So,
especially the Enid Television Network people. They are the best folks you'd ever see.
Without fail, I would have to say so.
Yeah. Well, we'll talk a little bit more about your future plans, and I know that you have some lofty goals, and we'll talk about that in just a moment. Good morning, Enid, 7:39, and to find out what's going on for the weekend, it's always a busy weekend, and Raquel always keeps us updated. So, Raquel, what's going on?
Well, good morning, Enid. We have quite a few events going on this weekend. We have two great ones going on Friday. We have First Friday on Friday, of course, beginning 6 p.m. to 9 p.m., and this will be in downtown Enid. There will be live music, food trucks, shops stay open late. I also heard there would be a kids' dance party, so if you have kids, be sure to take them out so they can enjoy that. We have Relay for Life of Garfield County. This will be at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center Friday evening as well, 7 p.m. And this is a great fundraising event to end cancer. We have the Oklahoma State Criterium on Sunday. This will begin at 9 a.m. going on till 5 p.m. This is a free event, also in downtown Enid. And I'd also like to mention that on Sunday morning, the roads in downtown Enid will be closed. So if you're headed towards that area, be sure to drive with caution or maybe just go around. So that's what's going on in Enid this weekend.
Very good. Typical Enid weekend.
Sounds like a good one.
You just take your choice of things you want done.
Awesome events.
One more trivia question before we go to our special guest this morning. The first circulating library, in other words, meaning when books were first checked out, that kind of system, and that was in the U.S., and it was founded or created by what individual?
Oh, goodness. Gonna have to
he's associated with Philadelphia. You didn't know I was going to throw these questions at you.
I did not get any pre-warning.
Benjamin Franklin.
You know what? That was going to be my guess.
I know. And the year, I know you were going to say the year was 1731 in Philadelphia. He started the check the book out process.
Wow.
So, wow. It's
Look
been
how
around
far
for
we've come.
Look how far we've come. And speaking of that, we've got a real special guest this morning, and Jamara is here to tell us all about it and interview her at this time. Jamara?
Thank you, Steve and Sierra. Good morning, Enid. Our guest this morning is Library Director Jade Champion. Jade, thank you for being here with us.
Hi, thank you for having me.
Now, with summer almost upon us, just like Sierra mentioned, kids are out of school. Parents are wanting to know what activities are available, what summer programs are available at our library for kids and teenagers as well.
Okay, well, we have a summer reading program. The summer reading program is a 6-week program, and it's designed to help those children retain their reading abilities through the summer, because typically a child will lose their reading ability about 1 semester's worth of reading ability. So everything that those teachers have worked with them for this past year, they may lose part of that during the summer. So what we've done is we've designed this so that we can give incentives to those children to read, so that they won't lose those reading abilities, and if anything, they might build their reading ability during the summer. We do this in several different ways. We offer incentives for every week. In addition, we offer programs that are designed, they may sound really fun, but they're designed for cognitive learning and cognitive development, so that those children can also use those abilities to enhance their literacy skills. Then at the end, we have a big prize for those that have finished their reading logs through the summer, and they're entered in for a drawing for an iPad mini or some Beats headphones or Legos.
That's
or
a great incentive.
Oh yeah, the kids here, they love those good incentives. So, but we're kicking off this program actually tomorrow on June 4th, and what we're having is a summer reading kickoff. It's going to be on our west lawn, and we have hired Randy's Music Jam. They're going to be on our west lawn, and they're going to be playing music for the kids. They can come out. The fire trucks are going to come out, so the kids can visit with the firemen. We're going to have our grill out there, well, the fireman's grill, and the Vance Air Force Base. Those students and the instructors are going to come out and grill hot dogs for the kids and the parents. Everything is free. They're going to do snow cones. And then we're going to have special guests at 7 o'clock. I believe we're going to have Iron Man and Spider-Man and Wonder Woman and Supergirl. And no, these aren't just staff members that are here and dressed up like, you know, I'm not going to go out there and dress like Wonder Woman. They're going to, these are people that are specially trained, and they stay in character the whole time. It's amazing.
Oh, that's really good. Now, with that in mind, what you're telling me is that the theme for this summer is superheroes?
Absolutely.
Oh, everybody loves a good
superheroes.
That's really good.
Yes.
Now, for the children, can't they dress as a superhero and go to the library, for example, when they do their activities?
Yes, they'll be able to do their activities. We would love for them to dress as superheroes. If they love superheroes, come on out. They can take pictures with their superheroes. In fact, we'll have mug shots, photo booth from here in Enid. They're going to be out there, and they can get in their photo booth and take pictures with friends, or dress up silly, or do whatever they want to do.
And other than the incentives for the reading programs, you mentioned there's a summer camp that happens every Yes. 2 times a week?
Yes, we have 3 sessions a week.
Oh, 3 sessions.
Yes,
okay.
and they are, we call them superhero training camps.
Oh.
Now they're designed for boys and girls, and they're for elementary ages, so we're talking pre-K to about 5th grade, I think, is when they might think they're a little too old for that.
Yes.
But they're superhero training camps. There'll be obstacle courses. And in addition, we'll have elements from our maker spaces in there. We'll do maneuver robots with our iPads. We'll be doing different crafts, they'll be designing their own capes. They'll be doing all kinds of very cool stuff.
Okay, so how does this happen? Parents drop off their kids at a certain time, or parents have to stay with their kids? Between what times during the day that happens?
We would rather that a child, the parents stay.
Okay.
They don't have to stay in the same room. We would just like them to be in the facility. But
Okay.
often at that time when we're having a children's program, we'll be also having an activity for a teen or an adult.
I
And
see.
that way that we can kind of keep them in the building, but they can still enjoy the activity.
Okay, so there's multiple activities happening at the
Yes.
same time.
We're having
basically.
activities all the time.
Okay, good. And also, I want you to tell me more about the virtual library. I think that's an excellent tool, especially for parents or any adult that's looking for a great book but cannot leave the house or prefers to stay at their house. I know everyone now with technology prefers to have their iPads or Kindles and read their books that way. I heard you have an excellent program.
Yes, what we do is we realize, for years I've heard, oh, well, books are going by the wayside. You guys, what are you guys going to do when people do digital? And actually, it's important that we stay relevant. We are a very groundbreaking library for the state of Oklahoma, and I have a business background, so I'm actually looking at what's relevant for our target market, and I find that we have to stay on top of those trends. And so what that means is we need to make sure that they have a library at their fingertips at home. Now, absolutely, print is never going away. I'll say that again, print is never going away. However, we must stay relevant with our community. And what that means is we have a very technology savvy community here. And they like their Kindles, and they like their iPads, and they like their smartphones. And so what this library is designed to do, we're actually renovating our website. We're doing that through a grant from the Oklahoma Department of Libraries. And so it will be basically a virtual library on your computer screen or your tablet screen from home. At that point, you can check out ebooks. We have audiobooks. We have children's books. We have graphic novels. We have music. You have databases for research. Any research that you need to do for, most research that you need to do for a college paper or for high school or for junior high, you can research all of those databases from home. And absolutely, the only one that the people that won't allow us to do that is Ancestry.com. You have to come into the library to use Ancestry.com for genealogy. Other than that, the rest of them will allow you to do this from home. So you can, I'm signed on a new database for foreign language. We have, like for your ASVABs and your test prep, we have one for that. I have one for universal class. If you want to learn how to can vegetables, if you want to learn how to quilt, if you want to try different computer programs, if you want to brush up on Adobe, if you want to do any of those things,
right.
There's a full program for that. And at the end, it prints out a certificate that you can turn in.
Well, thank you, Jade.
Thank you.
You provided great information to us. We have a great library. That's what I can say. And make sure you visit our website, enid.org/library. You can find all the programs that Jay just mentioned in more detail at their website. And remember also that the summer programs are kicking off tomorrow. So make sure to bring your kids, children, teenager, and adults. There's an activity for everyone at home. So with that in mind, back to you, Steve and Sierra.
Very good. Did you learn anything?
Yes, I did.
I learned that there's just so, the library is more than just a place for storage.
Absolutely.
Books.
Absolutely, it is.
Speaking of storage books, here's a question, Sierra, and is this our third question?
Yes, it is.
Okay, so you're kind of, sort of.
I have haven't done so well so far,
Okay,
but
here we go.
hopefully we'll get this one.
Well, this one was worth a lot of points, if you know this one. What library has books and other materials that are shelved on some 838 miles of shelves in 3 buildings and in off-site storage facilities?
I can only think of one library that big. I would have to guess the Library of Congress in Washington, D.C.
Okay, can we have applause? Ding, 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 ding. Library, 838 miles worth of shelves. That's pretty impressive.
That's a lot.
So, well, we appreciate Jade being here this morning. We appreciate you being with us this morning. It's warming up. It's up to 70 degrees here at 7:50 on, golly, June 4th.
Wow.
So what's June look like for you?
Well, you know, I just got back actually from about an 11-day run where I was in Claremore, Oklahoma, where it, you know, poured and it was incredibly flooded. I was in Fort Smith, Arkansas, and then I was in Hugo, Oklahoma.
Okay, down in the southeastern part of the state.
Yes, sir. I've been all over, but right now I actually will come back and I am in Ponca City for the 101 Wild West Rodeo for about 4 days. And then I will head on up to our friends in Nebraska. I will be at North Platte, Nebraska for about 5 days. So, yeah, and then I will come back and I will have the Newkirk Rodeo right here in Oklahoma.
Okay, which is in north central kind of Oklahoma.
Yep, over by Ponca City.
So you're visiting all 77 counties, it sounds like. When I talked to you the other day, you just got through doing a TV commercial.
Yes, I did.
So what are other fun things that you were doing during your reign as Miss Rodeo Oklahoma?
Well, you know,
because you're sponsored, right?
Yes, yes. I am a truly sponsored one-woman organization. Everything I can do, I can only do because of my sponsors. And I have to once again say a huge thank you to the city of Enid and everyone in Enid, because you guys, even though I am not from right here in Enid, have been such an incredible backing to me. And, you know, it's so great to be able to say, yeah, you know, people associate me with Enid, and that has so much pride for me. But like I said, my truck sponsor, Davis Moore, is out of Ponca City, and I have been shooting TV commercials for them, so that's really neat. But as Miss Rodeo Oklahoma, I get to do a lot of stuff like that. I get to be here helping you co-host, I get to be on the radio, I get to visit schools, I get to, you know, do all sorts of fun things like that. I get access to a lot of things that, you know, otherwise I may not be able to get to, you know.
Well, there's more of a connection to Enid than you know about, because our city clerk, Linda Parks, goes to a church where your mom's at. So, you know, there's just, we're not that far away from being related to everybody, I guess. So.
Well, I have been going to church with Linda and Bob there at the Nash Christian Church since I was very little. So, small world.
Right. Well, we'll have more from Sierra in just a moment about our future plans. It's 7:52 if you're trying to get out the door before 8 o'clock on this June 4th. And as we'll look at the forecast here in just a few moments. But in case you missed the Oklahoma Minute with Jacob Zimny, we're going to do that right now and find out what happened in the state news-wise overnight.
Good morning, Enid. This is the Oklahoma Minute. The federal government is set to provide $1 million in initial emergency relief funds to repair highways damaged by landslides from the recent storms. The first installment of funds will repair highways US 271 and state highways 1 and 82. In related news, damage estimates from the recent storms have come in this week. 70 out of 77 counties documented damages of nearly $200 million after receiving a record 14.4 inches of rainfall. Governor Fallon passed the state budget of $7.1 billion for the fiscal year beginning July 1st. Most agencies saw cuts as high as 7%, but common education was preserved at current levels. Finally, in sports, Florida beat Michigan 4-1 last night in the Women's College World Series in Oklahoma City last night to claim their second consecutive national title. The Chicago Blackhawks took the first game of the Stanley Cup playoffs over Tampa Bay, and the first game of the NBA Finals is tonight. That's your Oklahoma Minute. Back to you, Steve Sierra.
Okay, very good, Jacob. Thank you so much. 70 degrees out this morning as the sun continues to rise. High today, forecast around 91 degrees, and our winds will be from the southeast around 7 miles per hour. At least they are right now. Yesterday afternoon it got rather Oklahomish, you know, because it got pretty gusty. The wind comes sweeping down the plains yesterday afternoon.
That is for sure. Yes, it did.
Well, when I interviewed you back in February, I just can't believe it was February since we had visited. You took off the very next day to go to Florida. What Was it a rodeo event in Florida, and what would you do at that event?
Yes, sir. I was actually headed to the Silver Spurs Rodeo there in Florida. And, you know, in Florida, once again, we did all sorts of things. We did radio spots. We visited elementaries. We worked PR stuff for the rodeo. We went and had autograph signings. And most of all, we helped work the rodeo. We were running flags. We were doing queen runs. We were talking to kids. We were signing autographs. You know, just the general camaraderie with people at the rodeo. Because, you know, a lot of times, rodeo cowboys go from rodeo to rodeo and they don't have a chance to always interact with that crowd. And so as rodeo queens, that's our job. It is our job to go out and get people to come to the rodeo, teach people about the sport of rodeo. So.
Very good. Just sound like you're a busy little girl, if I can say that.
I am.
It's 7:55, and I've overlooked a little promo that we wanted to show you. We've been working on some department head videos. Just really to share with the Enid community what our departments are involved in. And right now we have the fire chief, not captain, excuse me, but Joe Jackson. And he has a promo that we want to share with you at this time. Joe?
Hello, I'm Chief Joe Jackson of the Enid Fire Department. The mission of the Enid Fire Department is to serve the public and to safeguard the community by preventing or minimizing the impact of emergency situations to life, environment, and property by responding to both emergency and non-emergency requests for service. If I can be of service to you, please contact me at the number provided on our website. Thank you.
Thank you, Joe. Appreciate that. We've got to go quickly to what's going on with Raquel, and here we go.
Good morning, Enid. I would just like to remind you of the events that we have going on beginning Friday. We have First Friday tomorrow from 6 p.m. to 9 p.m. in downtown Enid. Always a great event to go out with your family and enjoy downtown Enid and support First Friday. Also, we have Relay for Life of Garfield County. This will be at the Chisholm Trail Expo Center also on Friday at 7 p.m. and this is a great fundraiser for cancer to end that fight. We have the Oklahoma State Criterium, which is Sunday, 9 a.m. to 5 p.m. This will also be in downtown Enid, and this will be a great event to go and watch these bike races, and we know they're very good athletes, so if you can get out there with your family, it's a free event that you can enjoy with them. And as a reminder as well, the roads will be closed in downtown Enid on Sunday because of that. So that's what's going on in Enid this weekend.
Sierra, we're going to have to close the show out real quick. I'd like to remind everybody, if you have a suggestion for the show, you can send us an email at AskSteve. Penn's put together a nice looking graphic. See these cows? They're inquiring minds want to know. So if you have a suggestion for a show, a guest, a recipe, any idea for what we're doing here at Good Morning Enid, you can send an email to asksteve@enid.org. The cows will get to the mailbox in time to get your letter and let us know. So, you know, we've got 30 seconds. We didn't even get to talk about your goals. But Miss Rodeo America is coming up, and you're going to shoot for that,
yes,
right?
I will be headed to Miss Rodeo America in the end of November, beginning of December, and that, you know, it's a huge goal for me. So hopefully, we'll see.
Okay. Well, Sierra, you're representing Northwest Oklahoma and the Enid area in Oklahoma really well. We're just really proud of you, and thank you for joining us here on.
Well, thank you for having me. It's been such an incredible time to be back.
Well, hopefully, everybody you told to rise and shine, and they have done so. Ladies and gentlemen, we have to go. Make it a great Thursday. Thank you for being with us here on this June 4th. Make it a great day.